Hey guys, this is Kevin. So I'm a two-phone person, and I've spent quite some time using both an iPhone and Android phone. But is one software better than the other? In this video, I'll compare the three most popular operating systems, iOS 17, Android 14, and One UI 6, and see which one is the best. So let's get into it. Okay, the first thing you see on a phone is the lock screen. On iOS 17, if you tap and hold it, you can swipe through the different ones you have saved. If you want to create a new one, Apple includes some nice wallpapers like these live weather and astronomy ones. And when choosing your own photo, there can be a cool depth effect. But here's where iOS stands out. It lets me add all these different widgets to the lock screen. I normally use weather, battery, and fitness. You can also change the date at the top. It's nice to be able to glance at information without having to unlock the phone. And when tapping on the time, you can choose between different fonts, thickness, and color. On Android 14, you have access to these different clock styles as well as the color and two sizes. Unlike iOS, there are no widgets, but Google did add a ton of wallpapers. And the shortcuts along the bottom are customizable. One little cool feature is that the Pixel can identify songs playing nearby. The title and artist will appear on the lock screen, so you don't need to open an app. And on One UI 6, it's like a hybrid between iOS and stock Android. We have a similar looking clock style, font, and color picker. And the wallpaper layout looks familiar as well. One UI does support lock screen widgets, but you can only access the 6 default ones by double tapping the date and time. Some special features that Samsung added are repositioning the clock, changing how notifications appear, and setting the bottom shortcuts to any app. Alright, all these phones support the always on display, and I think iOS has the best one, even though it took Apple a little bit longer to add it. On Android 14 and One UI 6, you have a basic black background. It shows the date and time, battery, and notification icons. Samsung does allow you to change the clock style, color, and even add a GIF. iOS also has a black background like Android, but you have the option to show your wallpaper. It'll still have color, but just be a dimmed version of it. You'll also be able to see all of your widgets, detailed notifications, live activities, or now playing without having to wake up the phone. So the home screen on iOS stayed basically the same since the beginning. You only have a 4-column view and apps auto-align to the top left. But iOS does allow you to add widgets to the home screen, which can be interactive. One little feature that I like is the ability to blur your wallpaper on the home screen. The apps and widgets cover it up anyways, so the blur effect makes it look cleaner. The home screen on Android is a lot more customizable. For starters, the icons can adapt to your wallpaper. Like on the Pixel 8 Pro, if I switch to this blue mineral wallpaper, the app icons and toggles will match. And you can move any app or widget around. I'm not saying iOS can't do any of these things, they'll just take longer. And on Galaxy phones, there's a store where you can download themes to change the entire look. iPhones only show your most recent notifications, so you'll need to do some extra swipes to see them all, but I guess it does make the lock screen a lot cleaner. Android phones, on the other hand, show every notification until you read or dismiss it. One thing I wish iOS had are status bar notifications. On Android, I can see a small app icon if there's something new, but with the notch or dynamic island, there wouldn't be any room. As for focus modes, the one on stock Android is really basic. It's just one mode that blocks notifications from select apps. In iOS, you can have several different ones like personal, work, or school. You can allow notifications from certain people and apps, hide them on the lock screen and home screen, and even have the focus mode turn on during a specific day and time or location. There are also different wallpapers you can set for each mode, and enable filters like dark mode, low power, or silent. And a neat trick is that each focus mode syncs across your other Apple devices. One UI is pretty similar to iOS, which they call modes and routines. There are additional settings you can change like connections, display, and sounds, but there's no device syncing. Android phones have multitasking for a while now. We have split screen and picture-in-picture on stock Android, and One UI takes it a step further by having a pop-up view and the Edge panel. iPhones only have picture-in-picture, but I don't really multitask on a smartphone anyways. The keyboard on Android is a lot more functional. There's an option to always show the number row and a long press for symbols. This saves time instead of jumping back and forth, but I get why Apple went with a simple and clean keyboard. As phones are getting bigger, it's not easy to reach the top corners of the screen. iOS and stock Android have a one-handed mode that moves the top half of the screen down, but One UI shrinks the entire screen so everything is reachable and visible. Android phones have a call screen feature, so if you don't want to answer the phone, you can have Google Assistant or Bixby answer and transcribe the call. And on stock Android, there's a button to easily take a screenshot to share and edit straight from there, and a select button to copy text, images, or search for them. All of these operating systems are great, and it depends on if you prefer ease of use or a lot of customization. Let me know which one you use in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!